I have switched the marble, and let's make sure that this will work. Today, let's see. White paper and color pencils, or white paper and crayons. Some type of color. If you don't have that, all right, then you can use just a regular pencil, and that will work. But color, some type of color would be better. For the first part of today's assignment, markers will work okay. For the second part of today's assignment, markers will not work well. The alcohol markers will work okay if you have a blender. If you don't have a blender, then that's not going to work. I'm trying to think about how you could use markers for this. If you use Crayola markers or washable markers, you could potentially do this with blend with those, but you would have to use a cup of water. Chalk pastels would work better than chalk markers, but the chalk marker, the white one, for doing that strong highlight at the end would work on top. But I would recommend using the chalk pastels because they blend and layer. Okay. It's not fully on screen. That was going to be my next question. So what about now?
Yeah, it's on screen now.
Okay, good. Excellent. So that's what I was going to say. So we're going to start. For those of you that weren't here last class, we did marbles, and we did them in grayscale. Okay? Now we're going to do marble, but we're going to do it in color. And it's a very similar technique. I like to use color pencils because I can blend with them so well, right? Presley. Yes, I would try that. And also, if you're on your desktop, look in your camera settings on your desktop, because there is a setting for a lower resolution on the camera in order for Teams to work faster. So you might want to try that. Is it pixelated for everybody else, or is it clear? It's pixelated to you? So let's see. It's good for me. Okay, so we are getting, some people are saying, then I bet it's the setting on your computer. So look in your camera settings first and see if that will work. And then yeah, you can go out and I'll let you back in. Right? All you're going to miss if you do that is I'm going to draw the contour of the outline first. Okay? So we're going to do this in two parts. You may use a separate sheet of paper for each drawing, or split your paper in half so that you could even fold it if you wanted, so that one half is going to be our first part, and then the second half will be our second part. Can everybody see? Because I've moved the marble in this position, I just want to make sure everybody can see what I'm drawing. I hope so. Thumbs up if I see your camera. Right? Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is draw the contour or the outline of my marble. You want to leave room for this highlight. Now you will receive this as an assignment on Friday morning with a photograph of this object, both in color and in grayscale, just like you received the value marbles this morning. I hope y'all received that this morning. Did y'all receive that this morning? Well, actually, I know you have, because I've had some students turn some in. So I'm going to start with drawing the contour of my marble, which is a sphere, a circle. And then I'm going to draw my cast shadow here. Remember, my viewpoint is slightly different than yours. So the shape of my cast shadows, or the shape of my values, will be slightly different, but not really that much different. Presley, did that work?
I'm not sure what I just did, but it made it into focus, so I'm gonna leave it on
Okay. All right. And remember, I will be taking a picture of this and posting it for y'all to see. Okay. Now, this is different because this first one is our practice. You remember how we normally do a value scale to show those colors? Well, there's so many to show those values. There's so many different colors and values in here. I'm not going to do a value for each one. What I'm going to do is just lay this out. So this is like your sketch to get prepared. So I draw the circle, I draw the cast shadow, and then I draw a harsh outline of the values and the colors I see. So can y'all see this really, really bright highlight? I'm gonna draw that really bright highlight. Now remember, yours need to be in whisper lines, but I'm drawing a lot darker so you can see it. Then I'm gonna draw the shape of this color piece right here inside my marble. Now this will be at a slightly different perspective than you, so your colors and shape might look different, but the technique that we do is still gonna be the same. I've tried to draw it at that same viewpoint as y'all, but what happens is I have to stand on tippy toes and it just gets really uncomfortable for me. So it's easier for me to do it this way. Now for the sphere, for the circle, you can trace something that's a circle, but I just kind of do a circle like this and it works itself out when I add color. Notice my drawing is about the size of my hand, no smaller than the palm of my hand, and that includes the marble and the cast shadow. Now I can come in and who said it was still pixelated? Was that Savannah? Okay, did you look at your camera settings on your device?
Yeah, I turned them down and it's still pixelated.
And it's still pixelated? And I did see that you left and came back in. Can you see, let me try this. I don't think this would matter, but let me try. Hold on. Did that change it at all?
No.
Okay. While I'm trying to fix this, y'all continue to draw the values and the shapes of the colors that you have. And Savannah, I'm going to try one more setting. If, when I do this setting, it kicks me out of Teams, don't go anywhere. I'm going to come right back, okay? So I've drawn the shapes of all of my values and pieces here. Now let me check my camera settings. Maybe it's... Okay, that's a good, thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, that would make sense that the camera is focused on my marble. I can try to move it down because it's not, my camera's not letting me change my settings right at this moment. I don't want to let's see. Let me go get a shorter glass and I'll show you one thing. I'll try that. Y'all still draw your values. Actually, I found something right here. I hope this doesn't mess everything up too much. Okay, what about that? Does that make it more in focus or did that just mess it all up? Because I can put it back.
Very different than what I was drawing on.
Yeah, I thought that it's probably the patterns, right? That look very different, but is it clearer? Like you can see it in focus better now because it's a little further away. I think.
I was drawing with crayon again, so I can't really erase.
Oh no, I don't want you to erase anything. Remember, this is a practice. I don't want you to erase anything. For what we're doing, me moving this one time isn't going to hurt your final drawing because this is your beginning. This is your sketch, and then we're going to do your final, which will probably take today and next class. So did that help? Not a lot? Not a lot? Okay. Savannah, what I will do is, let's see if I can add the photo now to our chat. All right? And we'll do that. Does that sound good? Now, while I'm doing that, this is your practice time. Let me get this back up tall. Is this, I'll try to get it as close to what it was. And remember, for your sketch, there. Is that better? Is that as close to as what it was? It looks,
It's very close to what it was.
yeah, it looks pretty close in mine. So now I'm going to show you the next step so y'all can be working on that while I try to get the image in the chat for you, okay? I am going to look at this and I'm going to take my color pencils and I'm going to color this solid. So it's almost like this is a coloring book page, right? So you know how in a coloring book it has the big bold lines and then you fill it in? And actually, to emphasize that, you don't have to do this, but so you can see it better, I'm going to outline what I drew here with a Sharpie, only so y'all can see it better. Because this one is going to be filled in with solid blocks of color. Like I said, this is your practice. Okay. All right, so hold on. Is that better? Back into the frame just a little bit more. Y'all really are so patient and amazing to help with all of these technical issues and making sure that everything is aligned. I do practice this. I have a test. You're welcome. I have a test teams that I use and I make sure that everything is like in alignment and stuff before class. But even though I set that up, you know, once you get live, sometimes you just don't know until I see y'all, until y'all tell me on the cameras. Now, I'm going to take this, and like I said, this is like my coloring book page. So I see that I have that gray here, and I have gray here. So I color this in gray. This is going to be like your value scale key. And I color that in. Whoa. I'm so sorry, my pencil hit the thing. And I still color it in the direction that it goes. Okay? So this would be gray. This is a little lighter gray, so I might have to mix that color. This right here is black. Do y'all understand what I'm saying there? Thumbs up if you're in the picture. Put yes if you're in the chat. And now you can start to fill in those values. These color pencils, by the way, are Crayola color pencils. I think they're from their artist series, some kind of series. A student gave these to me, and they're fabulous. They work like the Prismacolors without the Prismacolor price. And I think they got them, they got them for like, I think they got them at Target. Did you really, John David? I would love to see that book. Can you take a picture of it and send it to me? Because I might want to go to Five Below and get one myself. And I can find my Prismacolors, but Samantha, but I can't. I don't have enough. I always need more Prismacolors. Let's see. See if it will let me. I'm trying to get this to go. Here we go. Is there anyone that has any questions about, here we go, this, while I'm doing this? It's the oddest thing that my iPad, the scroll for this is like at the very bottom, but it won't let me click on it very easily. We'll get there. When you're done with this, please let me know that you are done, so that I can move on to the next one. Okay, here we go. That still sounds like a good idea, like a really cool thing. John David. No, I am not. I'm trying to get the photo into Teams.
For a second, I thought my screen was frozen.
Nope, it's not. I have the photo. It's clicked. But it's not, like, I've got it, but it won't let me. Every time I go to add it, it won't let me add it. Have y'all received the photo yet? Okay. My screen's getting ready to freeze. Like I said, y'all were super awesome to be so patient. I'm going to remember this for next time and just put the image in before. Because for me to try to get it to chat, like it just freezes everything. So Savannah, I'm still waiting for it to pop up. There it goes. Okay. Is there anybody that is done with just filling in your solid blocks of color?
I kind of like, I find it hard to follow and stuff when I'm doing things like that, so I kind of just like spiraled off on my own path, and I have finished my marble.
Okay, good. I would like to see it. And I don't think that you've messed up, Samantha. Okay. You can show it to me. Savannah, I have sent that. So let's see if it's popped up. And I can't tell because it's so small. Tell me if that's the grayscale one or if it's the color one. Oh, David, that's exactly how it should look. If y'all can see David's image, that is exactly how it should look. Solid blocks, just like a coloring book. I'm going to do mine very quickly, just so I can catch up with y'all. Savannah, did you get it? It's popped up on mine. Now you might be like, what is the purpose Oh, it says it's failed to send. Let's try it again. It popped up and then it said failed to send.
When you mean solid blocks of color, do you mean like we fill in the entire shadow with one type of gray?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You should be able to see this. John David, you can send it to me in an email or you can put it in the chat if you're comfortable putting it in the chat. I don't know if y'all have the ability to share pictures. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Did you get it, Savannah? If not, try to follow along with the image that I have, like with my drawing, and I will add it after. Sometimes it won't let me do images and things in the chat. It just really slows everything down. So I have my solid blocks of color here. Is there anybody that has a question about that, or can I see anybody's so I know that we're on the same path, that we're getting this?
I can show you mine.
Yes, Presley, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And then adding in the color of the marble that you see. Okay. And I did, like, I looked there and I saw that that was the lighter gray there. And this one, this part right here does work okay with markers, but it's the next one that blending with the markers starts to get a little tricky. Yeah, Savannah, it says it's still sending that image. I'm sorry. I will make a note and start to send these pictures to the chat before class, like I do the other links. And remember, my color is going to be slightly different than yours because I have a different viewpoint. Oh, that's nice, John David. You know, I have found that Five Below has some really nice art supplies. I have been impressed. I've gotten some things from them that I use in my professional art. They have a really nice set of gel pens that I like. Especially for $5, you can't beat that price. They have some great sketchbooks that I've gotten from there. Their Play-Doh was a good deal. I got a whole bag of Play-Doh there the other day for $5. Okay. So I'm filling in those solid blocks of color. Are we ready for the next one?
I'm not, but I was just curious. Is our goal to make this look more cartoony rather than realistic?
Yes. This right here, you want for it to look cartoony. You want for it to look like a page from a coloring book. I hope that y'all can see this really well, but it's gonna look like this. Okay, I'm gonna add this one line here because I missed it. Missed adding in that value there. There. You want it to look like a coloring page. So what you have just done.
The dot of white on the orange section, it almost makes it look like somewhat like a bird.
Yeah, it does make it look figurative or like an object. You can add in a black outline if you want to, but you don't have to. I did it so that y'all could see it a lot better. But it should be like this. If you have blended yours together, that's fine, as long as you can see or you know where the values are, so that we can get started on the next stage, the next step, which I don't think we only have 6 more minutes. John David will tell me in a few minutes. John David, I love that you were my timekeeper. I really appreciate that. It helps me. So I'm just going to do this today. And then remember, we don't have class on Monday, but Wednesday I'm going to show you how to go from this to blended. Okay. Does everyone understand why we did it this way? No. The reason we did it this way is because you have been working in grayscale very, very well. Of the images that I have seen and that I'm looking at, it's clear to me y'all are paying attention to value and really noticing that. But what happens is, as soon as I change it and add color, you forget to look at the value and you focus on the color instead. It's like you don't remember the value in grayscale that we just learned. You forget to use it. So the reason we did it this way is so that you can look at the marble or the object, anything you're drawing, and see, okay, that's a light yellow value, so I draw that line there for that light yellow value and color it in light yellow. Then you're like, okay, well, that's a darker yellow, so I'll have this filled in here, and that's the shape it is, and that is that value. So what it's doing is taking the object that you're drawing, and it is breaking it down into those values, even with color, so that when we do the realistic drawing, it will make it easier. And yes, Samantha, sometimes when you outline it, it does make it stand out better and make it neater and cleaner. Does that make sense, what I just said about blending it and why we did it this way? I keep breaking my pencils. Thumbs up or in the chat, yes, no. I have released your Nearpod lesson for value. When you go to submit your drawing, your marble grayscale drawing, you will see it in that announcement, and it also is in your calendar, your weekly calendar.